Hey there, Ryan Fenn here with Chirp. Thank you so much for taking a minute to watch this video. I recently had the opportunity to sit down with Brian Sloan with 2.3Million. He showed us how in the last 12 months he's used Chirp to generate an additional $2.3 million in low-hanging fruit in his business. You're not going to want to miss this one. Let's jump in. I'm really excited today because Brian here from 2.3Million. If you haven't heard of 2.3Million, you need to pay closer attention to the industry. But we're super excited to have him. He's been with Chirp for quite a while now and had some amazing success. We're going to go over that. Thanks for being here, Brian. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me and giving me the opportunity to kind of share my experience with Chirp and how it's been going.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let's jump right in. For those that are watching that haven't heard of 2.3Million, tell us a little bit of the story of 2.3Million.
Yeah, so my dad founded the company in 2008, bought a new construction company essentially. When my parents separated, they both kind of exited the business. So me and my brother jumped in around like 2014, 2015. Started off with like 8 employees in our journey. Then found some great partners over the years and kind of grew it up to 150 team members in a short 5-6 year period. So it's been quite the journey, but a lot of the credit also goes out to some of our partners like Chirp.
Awesome. Where are you guys at now, employee-wise? You said 7 or 8?
Yeah, yeah, we started around there. We're at 150.
150 employees.
Exactly where we're at, yeah, currently. So it's been a journey, but it's only been 5 or 6 years. So excited to see what the next 5 years takes us.
Yeah, that's really cool. Where are you guys out of?
We're in the southwest suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah.
So we're kind of by Midway. That's a lot of our service area anyways.
Gotcha.
Midway Airport.
Yeah, and primarily residential? Do you commercial or?
Yeah, so we're 100% residential. No new construction. As me and my brother got more involved, dropped, when you're small, you got to do whatever it takes to do it down there.
Exactly.
But as we got larger, we exited new construction and we exited commercial, and now we're 100% residential service and replacement.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, cool. So you've been with Chirp, I think it's like a little over a year now. Tell us, when we first how did you find us? What was your first impressions? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So we actually created like a shared partner service building. We moved because we just ran out of space at our primary location. So we had to find a second location. Then we were opening up another operating branch. So we wanted our inside sales team to be more centralized. Yeah. And they were underneath our sales team. And when we moved and we went more to a central route with them, they fell back under kind of my leadership. And I saw what they're doing. I was like, man, we could enhance this so much with technology, our inside sales team. Like, we just got to there's so many automation opportunities out there. Because I was just observing for the first 90 days and, they'd be out calling 40, 50 people a day. And, if you're running 100 to 200 calls, you need at least 2, 3, or 4 inside sales teams members. I'm like, man, that's just a lot of either overhead dollars or sales expense. I'm like, we could just do this with more. Let's just get more efficient.
Yeah.
So we were looking for an automation partner actually, and we landed on Chirp. We're on a lot of the best practice forums on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't remember if you were a Nextstart partner at that time or not.
Not yet. No, we weren't at the time. No. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the stars just aligned and pointed us towards you guys. So that's how we found Chirp.
Oh, that's
we looked at like 2 or 3 products, but really liked the integration with Service Titan. Like you guys already knew Service Titan, and when I demoed it, it just made so much sense. Yeah,
yeah, that's the big kicker, right? There's a lot of solutions out there, but if it's not specific to the industry, specific to your stack and how you do things, there's too much manual labor. It ends up being more work than it's supposed to solve. So, okay, very cool. So tell us about, onboarding, some early wins. How did that look?
Yeah, onboarding really could have been easier because you guys already spoke the language. You spoke what you just said, but you guys spoke construction, residential service, replacement. You guys were familiar with Service Titan. So I think it was a really open dialogue conversation. So when onboarding, it was like, what are you guys looking to achieve? Because here's what some of our current partners are doing, what we found to be successful. We could totally plug this in for you, or we could do something customized to what you're looking to do. And so we did both. We said, cool, let's see what you're currently doing that's winning. Like, let's not reinvent the wheel. And then we also then layered on some more customized stuff as we went through onboarding. It was really super easy and really customizable, I think is the most unique thing.
Okay, good. I love hearing that, because one of my things that I say to a lot of people as we're like talking about Chirp is one of my goals was to never create a software that was just like, here's your software, good luck. You know, we wanted to create a whole, like an ecosystem where you could create the automations you want. You had a support team to help with that, and it was accomplishing what you're looking to do, because software is really powerful, but if you don't know how to get it and use it, it's pointless. And that's what we find a lot of software companies do, and so we try to avoid that. Would you say we're kind of hitting that mark? We're living up to that?
Yeah, I think you hit your dream or your goal. Because I mean, the customization you can be from those that are familiar with ServiceTitan anyways, is, you know, everything from job types to tags to technicians to the users and tracking campaigns. There's so much you can do where, like, some of our campaigns are incredibly specific, where it's like, we want to target this job type with this tag on it, between these times, with this person, with this voice drop. So like, they're incredibly customizable. So yeah, I'd say you achieved it without a doubt.
Yeah, so what Brian is talking about there, everybody, is you can build automations, but the key is being able to trigger them from the exact right time to the exact right customer. We call that laser targeted campaigns. And that's where the big difference between us and anybody else out there is that ability to choose, like, okay, I have this really great voicemail recorder to this text message or this sequence, but I only want it to go out to this small group of customers that are doing this very specific thing. And then it's like very customized to that exact customer. So that's really cool. Tell us about some of the success you've been seeing with it.
Yeah, so even before we move forward, it's like to elaborate on that, like a super specific campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's say, you know, Ryan, you are running a sales call and you complete it. We trigger a voice drop, you know, 30 minutes after you complete your job, and then a text message an hour later while our inside sales team is working, so that we can get that immediate response as they reply. And so things like that, where it's just so customizable.
That's great. Okay, so tell us a little bit of the success you've been having with it.
Yeah, so I sent out, I would say, I was looking at the data point maybe a month or so ago back, just a year prior. Like, how was our first year of Chirp going? I think we sent over maybe 10,000 text messages through Chirp. I think the attribution for revenue was like 2.3 million of attributed revenue to Chirp. So, you know, like, we just can't touch that many people, or we can't send out that many text messages to our customers manually, or we can't make that many phone. We can, but it takes a lot of bandwidth. It takes a lot of internal resources. I mean, incredibly happy with it. Continuing to layer deeper into it and add more campaigns. And, you know, obviously we want to beat that goal, you know, do more than 2.3 with Chirp. So really happy with year one results.
Oh, that's
without a doubt.
Cool. Okay, so 2.3 million, 10,000 text messages. Yeah, like you were saying, it's like you can always pay somebody to do anything, right? But it's efficiency. It's like, I'm paying somebody to do something, following up on a lead like 6 months later. That's not a good use of manual labor, right? Because it's like the chances of that converting are pretty low. But if you have Chirp out there doing the work and following up, it's such a low cost that it's worth doing. And so, yeah, we could hire somebody like, hey, your job is to only follow up with leads that are 3 months old. Your job is only to follow up with leads that are 6 months old, and keep people busy, but it's going to cost way too much money to get that conversion. Whereas if we scale that down to software and automate that part, and then as those leads are bubbling up, your people are just taking over and closing the deals, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because we don't want our sales team or our service teams to think, oh, some automated bot's going to be reach out to all your customers and somehow saying that to a customer. So like, the way we look at it is like, our inside sales team is powered with Chirp. You're right. It's a partnership, because all Chirp is doing is just kind of sending out the text message or the voice drop. But if the customer replies, now they're talking with the real human. Yeah, it's really just enhancing our inside sales team. It's not trying to take them away, but it's like, how can, instead of reaching 50 people a day, how can we reach 100? Because that's really the goal, is just to reach more people, but we still want that human interaction. But at least try to get the customer to, respond to some type of trigger like a text or voice drop. So yeah, exactly that.
I love hearing this stuff because it's like, it was definitely like this vision, and it's really hard to bring everything together into a software where this all works. And so hearing it, especially from a company of your size, is just like music to my ears. So tell us on your campaigns, just to kind of give some people some advice out there, what are some specific, like maybe some high level campaigns or some that you really think like a company should maybe early on focus on? Because you could build a million different things in there, but what would be some, like for a new guy, it's like, what would be something you would say to focus on?
Yeah, I would say, I guess to give the easiest answer, well, I was going to give a technical answer, but to give the easiest answer, I'll give both.
Yeah.
The easiest answer is going to be is like, where's your most opportunity? So like for us, it was like service leads, right? Like we run more service calls, we run sales calls. And so without a doubt, like definitely having a campaign set up on like open estimates from service calls. Even if your conversion rate, let's say, is 80%, but that's still 20% of leads available. It's like, that would be without a doubt probably the first area. And then things like larger tickets, like sales estimates, that's where we like really get specific with our campaigns, is because they're large value, right? Like you want to really kind of nourish those leads as best as possible.
Yeah.
So that's my general thought is like, where is the layups? And we found like tons of layups on our service follow-ups. And then, with the larger tickets, just treat those, like be diligent with those ones. So those ones matter a lot, just as much as the service ones. Like the service matter just as much as sales. So
yeah. Well, you said it, so it's like the layups, right? There's so much revenue sitting out there that could just be, it's like low-hanging fruit. Like you said, 2.3 million in a business that's already pretty, you're a big company, you're running efficiently, and it's like there's still low-hanging fruit that can just be grabbed really easily if you just look at some of the holes. Like you said, you could feel really good at 80%, right? Be like, oh, great, I got an 80% close rate. And you go, no, you got a 20% non-close rate. Like there's 20% of people sit there that you could be working on. When people are going, I need new leads, it's like right there, there's 20% right there. Go after those and get that conversion rate up to 90%, and that's a huge jump. Makes a huge difference in a business, especially of your size.
Yeah, and that's how we looked at it. It was like, it was like, let's try to get a 5% increase on our service unit, our sales unit. Let's just try to enhance what we're already trying to do. We're not trying to take anything away. We're just trying to, and one, it's good customer service.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so many times at my house, I had a company out yesterday, but we don't do irrigation, and they were doing my spring startup, and the guy's like, you have a leak out on like zone 8 or something, and he's like, I'll have the office follow back up with an estimate, and it's it's been 24 hours and no estimate. Where maybe for us, we already would have followed up twice on that, by using Chirp.
Yeah.
So it's just good customer service too. It's not just always about getting the dollar, but also like providing good 5-star service.
Yeah, and people think, oh, I'm going to bug the people. Like, no, they want to get it done. They're just busy. And you just need to stay on it so that they'll, oh, yeah, you're right. I need to do that. And then they, that's all it takes. So any advice for somebody that's looking at Chirp and going, maybe this is the right move, maybe not? What would you say?
Yeah, without a doubt, demo it, see what it can do. But I would say, like, also it's something you decide to move forward with. Like, you guys have the data, you have the insights. As so many times us contractors be like, no, we do it our way. Like, this is a specific way that is unique to us. Is like, yeah, you can do that, but you guys also know what has successfully worked through all of your customers. Is I would encourage them to say, all right, what are some successful campaigns that you recommend for us? Is just be, open-minded too, but you also can become as customizable as needed. You guys have been a great partner. Shout out to Taylor.
Taylor's off.
I talk to him all the time. Yeah, we talk to him all the time on like, hey, Taylor, we got this unique thing we want to try to solve. Can you help us with it? So support's been awesome as well.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Brian, for jumping on. This has been really just awesome. And it's so cool to see. It's like 2.3 million your first year of that low-hanging fruit. I bet we can double that this year. But thank you so much. And you guys heard it here. TR Miller, 2.3 million their first year using Chirp. And that's really not using everything possible. And we're talking about these incremental increases. So Brian, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. If anyone wants, they can definitely reach out, and we can even do a demo on just how we're utilizing it in some of our processes. So,
That's awesome.
don't be afraid to reach out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Brian. Have a great day, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Ryan.
See ya.